Welcome everybody, my name is Jordan, otherwise known as Struggling to Fly, and today I'm here to slightly deter you, but mostly inform you on one of the greatest pieces of fiction I've ever read. Now before we get into that, let's take it way back to the 80s, right? Okay, so way back in the day, during Tumblr's heyday.
If you know, you know.
Tumblr was booming, right? The app was popping, and I used the app for two reasons, right? Handle some business, and then I also used it for art, right?
Beat 'em up! Beat 'em up! Beat 'em up! Beat 'em up! I was seeing double in the projects.
Tumblr is how I discovered that Jack Kirby did a lot of the coloring for Marvel back in the day. That's how I found out that Marvel did a crossover where they would like recreate classic hip hop albums with like Marvel characters. This is how I found out about Araki. Araki is the creator of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. People would post his raw scans on Tumblr, and like it was mesmerizing to see his art. I was like, yo, what is this? And I used Tumblr a lot just to find art, because I had like a wallpaper app back in the early 2010s. And then when I discovered Tumblr, I was like, I have no need for this. I also like, you could see like Naruto and Pokemon art. Like there was so much art on Tumblr. It was beautiful. It was amazing. Peak time. Now, before Tumblr had to change its ways for the better, there was a specific image I always would see. It was this raggedy ass dude, just this raggedy man, but he was a samurai. And I was like, oh, this is cool. Now there was one thing Tumblr had, usually at the bottom of all of their posts would be a hashtag. Now there might have been a hashtag on the bottom of it, but from all the ones I saw, I never saw a hashtag, right? It would just be this raggedy man in black and white. And I'm like, oh, this is just someone's art. This is cool. This is dope, whatever, right? Let's keep it pushing. So I see this photo of this character and I'm like, oh, this is cool. Someone came up with this original character, this raggedy samurai. That's dope. I'm with it. Let's fast forward now, 2021, 2022 time frame. And I'm following this page on Twitter called Out of Context Manga, right? And they post that same character. It's just like in a different panel. And I was like, wait a minute, is this a manga? Before, when I had discovered him on Tumblr, I wasn't even reading manga. I only strictly anime for any and everything I watched, right? And I was like, hold up, go to the comments. Everyone is asking the same question I'm asking. What is this manga? Who drew this? And someone finally answered Vagabond. And I was like, what is Vagabond? Like, what is this about? I kind of did like a quick search. It's like, oh, Vagabond's about a samurai. Cool, bet. But in 2021, 2022, if y'all don't remember, Wano was still being serialized. Like Oda was still writing Wano, and I hadn't even done my full One Piece reread yet. So I was like, okay, once Wano finishes, like, ooh, okay, I can start my reread, right? Cool. And so Wano finishes, and I finished my full reread, and I was like, man, like, I was talking to my homeboy, and I was like, bro, what should I read next? I was like, I want to read something that's either already done or has around 200 chapters and is still ongoing, so that way, like, I can take my time catching up to it, and then it's not a big deal when I do catch up to it because it's still coming out, right? Cool. And he recommended Tsuyoshi, and he was like, hey, they be boxing in this. I was like, okay, I was like, okay, bet. If they boxing, cool. Because the biggest thing is with One Piece, I was like, One Piece is extremely dark, but it has this, it has little fantasy elements. And I was like, I need something just straight up grounded. And he was like, yeah, he's like, Tsuyoshi, that you'll kind of get that. And I was like, oh, snap, hold up, bro. I still need to read Vagabond. Let me knock that out. So I just finished my reread of One Piece, right? And I'm like, cool. I caught up on One Piece. I got everything I need to know. I got all the information. Let's start Vagabond, right? I tell my homeboy and all my coworkers, and they hyped me up. A bunch of my coworkers have read Vagabond. They're like, yo, you're in for an amazing read. A couple of my homeboys who have read Vagabond, they're like, oh, bro, you're not even ready. Like, you're in for a great read. And I'm like, y'all hyping me up? Like, okay, I'm hyped to read this manga now. Like, let's get this bread. If you don't know, Vagabond is a manga that came out in 1998, and the creator is Inoue Takehiko. I hope I'm saying his name right. If you don't know who that is the creator of Slam Dunk, right? So as soon as you start chapter 1, you are greeted with the most beautiful watercolors I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, okay, this is about to be an incredible read. Like, they weren't lying. And just, from chapter 5, after I got to chapter 5, I was already hooked. Like, I was immediately in love with Vagabond. The one thing I was nervous about was going from One Piece, which is basically colored all the way up to like chapter 1050. Vagabond is primarily in black and white. And I was nervous because I was like, oh, this watercolor to black and white, that's going to annoy me. No, it's actually perfect, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Vagabond is beautiful just like that. When you look at the way people move, the way their weapons swing, just the detail in every character's face and their emotions, and just like their age and just how tattered their clothing are, and like the environment alone, like Vagabond, there's so much extreme care. It's so meticulous. It's beautiful. Like, this should be in a museum, or this should be taught in art schools. Like, I don't care what anyone says. Like, Vagabond itself is just like, it's perfect. So, quick synopsis of Vagabond. It takes place in 17th century Japan, and the main character is Shinmin Takezo. I may be saying it wrong. I apologize. And it's mostly a solo dolo story, but he meets a wonderful cast of characters. I love all of them so much. The manga spans 327 chapters, and in that, he goes through a lot of trials and tribulations. I don't want to do too much of a deep dive on the story. That has been done by plenty of other people. That's perfectly fine. But yeah, that's just like a quick synopsis of Vagabond. Now, one thing about me is if you give me a recommendation, just give me a quick synopsis. I'm gonna cut you off in the middle and be like, all right, cool, I'm already interested. Don't say anything else, whether that be a movie, TV show, music. You recommend some, oh, listen to this album. Who's it by? I've never heard of him, but bet if you like it, there's a high chance I might like it, right? Same with anything. So everyone, I kind of was interested in Vagabond, but then other people had like hyped it up. So I was like, okay, this must be good. I see it's 327 chapters. Okay, I can knock that out in about 2 or 3 months. That's not a problem. Like, I'm hyped to start this, right? So I started reading Vagabond, and basically every day I'm reading Vagabond. I'm calling on my homeboys, telling my coworkers, oh, he just got exiled from the village. Oh, snap, he fought so-and-so at a school. His homeboy a bum. He doing this, and that, just what's going on? They're like, oh, you're at this part, cool. Like, keep giving everyone tabs, keeping them updated, because I'm feeling this, right? But then I get to chapter 300, and I'm like, this doesn't feel like it's about to end. This feels like another arc is starting. But I was like, there's no way. I was like, I don't see him doing that. Hopefully he doesn't rush this story and just immediately, end in 27 chapters. But I'm like, this doesn't feel like it's ending. It feels like it's coming full circle, and like, like another arc is about to happen, and like stuff's about to start popping off, right? Cool. I get to chapter 326 and I'm like, this really doesn't feel like it's about to end. I quite literally am very sure another arc is starting. I finished 327 and I'm like, something isn't right. I've been reading this for almost 3 months, and not a single chapter has come out since I started reading this. Like, let me look into this, because something's not right. Do a quick Google search, Vagabond. Vagabond has been on hiatus for 10 years.
Oh no, this can't be.
Bro, what? What do you mean? This immediately had me shook too, because I thought the creator had died. I was like, I started a story where the creator passed. Like, one of my biggest issues with anything is I don't want to start something and it's either being drip fed to me, or it's just like it's never being finished. So I'm thinking, oh snap, it's just like Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter is still such an amazing manga and an amazing story, but we are being drip fed these chapters. Obviously the creator is ill and I can't be mad at that. I'm not gonna like force him to put out, but it's just like, that is unfortunate, because it's just like, damn, like he's sick, he can't put out as many chapters. It's still technically a ongoing manga, it's just, it's on hiatus again, you know what I mean? So I was like, Vagabond's on hiatus for 10 years? Like, that, like in my head, I'm like, the creator passed. Do a quick search on the creator. No, he's alive and well. He's writing another manga, another basketball manga called Real. Now, anyway, he loves basketball, so I can't be mad at that. And there are interviews of him saying, like, writing for Vagabond is extremely stressful. It's a meticulous manga, and a lot of detail and care goes into it. Real is something in general, he just has more fun writing. And I'm like, I can't get mad at that. I can't even argue with that. So it sucks that Vagabond is on hiatus, and it's been 10 years, but the biggest thing is I just wanted to inform y'all, this is a story that may never be finished. So for years, people have been like, should Vagabond get an anime adaptation? Vagabond needs to be animated. I'm on the side that says, no, it doesn't need to be animated, with an asterisk specifically. So off rip, we're gonna pause. Spoiler warning. I'm gonna put a time where you need to skip. If you are interested in Vagabond and want to read it, skip to this point, because I really do not want to spoil this part for you. Now that that is done, Musashi versus 70 Men, that shit was fucking epic. When this nigga, I remember he was like, I don't even feel like doing this bullshit. Like, the nigga didn't even really give a fuck, right? And I was like, well, like it was like, oh, he may show up, he may not show up. That nigga showed up, and I was like, okay, if he kills 20 of them, that proves that he's him. There's nothing that, like, he killed 20 of these niggas, and he was out. Like, that's already a feat in and of itself, right? No, this nigga killed all of them motherfuckers. They got him on some bullshit at the end, but like, that nigga he is a demon, bro. Musashi vs. 70 Men. That is the only thing I would ever want animated. It's just incredible. That's all I gotta say. Overall though, I don't think Vagabond just as a manga, that is the perfect medium. Like, I don't see the watercolor or just anything else being translated perfectly into an anime adaptation. We saw what happened with Junji Ito. Like, at the end of the day too, like, this is gonna take a long time. It's gonna take a lot of money, and you can't be rushing people and having deadlines. Like, no, a lot of ample care needs to go into an anime adaptation of Vagabond. That's why I'm like, just leave it as a manga. In my eyes, it's perfectly fine like that. But Musashi vs. 70 Men, I would love to see that animated, plain and simple. Thank y'all again for watching. If you've ever read Vagabond or if you haven't, let me know in the comments below. And if y'all have any other manga recommendations, let me know down there as well. Also, I know this video is gonna make a lot of people mad. Vagabond has some diehard fans. It is a beautiful manga made with extreme care and love. And the creator left the manga off at the perfect point for like a hiatus. When you read it, you're gonna be like, oh, this was the exact point he should have stopped. Like, it's perfect, and I can't be mad at that, right? Extreme detail, care, and love went into this. And I'm still happy I read it. I was just heartbroken, and I just want to inform other people, you are reading something that is not finished and may never will be finished. Just a thought. Thank y'all again for watching though. Y'all be easy. Deuces.
Get a book, man. Reading is fundamental. Fun to mental.
Lastly, you already know I went off on all my coworkers, and you know they said the same thing. What do you mean you didn't know it was on hiatus? Why would I have known that?